Thank you, Mickey, and thank you, Momo, and good morning, everyone. And thank you again, Mickey and Momo, for all your hard work to make this conference happen. Welcome all of you to the Maala conference. CSR leaders, business innovators from Israel and from around the world. And I'm especially happy to welcome you here in Israel for this conference on the 70th anniversary of the UN vote to establish a Jewish state. That is exactly today. This conference is taking place at a critical time, a time of political and social tensions in Europe, a changing regulatory environment in the United States, as we all know, and a tense geopolitical situation in the Middle East. I believe that in this environment, corporations can play an even larger role in making a positive social impact. In order to do so, we must have the vision to develop new business models, the courage to adopt unconventional practices, and the determination to overcome the barriers in our way. I am certain that the dialogue that will take place here over the next 2 days will be a major step forward towards this goal. Today's theme is, as Momo mentioned, innovation for good life. There's probably no better place to learn about innovation than here in Israel. Israel is the place where the people of the book became the startup nation. We have more startups per capita than any other country, and more companies listed on the American Stock Exchange than any country except China. We were recently ranked by the World Economic Forum as the world's second most innovative country. Many people around the world have asked me, what's the secret to Israel's startup culture? So the answer is, in fact, pretty simple. As the old saying goes, necessity is the mother of invention. We are a small country built by diverse immigrants, surrounded by hostile armies with few natural resources. Facing wars, we knew that we would never have an advantage in tanks. So we needed to develop an advantage in technology. We have little rainfall, so we became the world leader in water recycling and water desalination. We are an extremely diverse country with a relatively small population. So encouraging workforce participation by Israel's minority is not only a good practice, but a necessary means to a healthy economy. As just one example, the percentage of Israeli Arab women in the workforce has nearly doubled over the last decade. This is due in large part to the establishment of 22 Riyan Arab employment centers, which provide training in skills such as computers and English, and assist in job placement, as well as to government incentives for hiring minorities. For special populations such as Bedouin women, we have found innovative solutions, such as establishing call centers in mosques. In the face of seemingly impossible challenges, we are constantly developing unconventional solutions. Today, Israeli companies are focused not only on local, but on global necessities. With an increasing population and dwindling national resources, building sustainable businesses, leveling the playing field, and enhancing quality of life around the globe have become a necessity. And here too, global necessity has become the mother of Israeli innovation. Israeli water technology is enhancing the quality and quantity of water from India to Africa to California. New consumer machines are allowing people to convert kitchen waste into cooking gas in their own backyards. Israeli startups are pushing the frontiers of the possible using 3D printing to produce solar energy cells, growing vertical gardens, and producing energy from ocean waves. It's critical that these new technologies be adopted by major multinationals in order to maximize their impact. When people think of Israeli innovation in developing countries, they often think of African or Southern Asia. However, I believe that the Israeli business community can play a major role in improving the quality of life and creating opportunities in our region as well. This is true within the broader Middle East, and, my friends, it's true with our Palestinian neighbors as well. Some companies based in Israel have already begun such activities. Israeli-based technology companies have set up R&D centers in Ramallah, and Israeli government ministries have provided instruction to Palestinian farmers on advanced agricultural techniques. Israeli companies in the West Bank, in which Jews and Arabs work together in harmony at all levels, provide social safety nets and income that supports entire villages and that simply do not exist today in the Palestinian Authority. However, the potential is much greater. Israeli enterprises could play a major role in creating job opportunities, introducing advanced technologies and business methods, and addressing environmental challenges in the Palestinian Authority. This would lay the groundwork for a lasting and viable peace in the region. And friends, the basis for a real peace is not only a piece of paper. Peace is made by people, and it can be led by business professionals. Unfortunately, however, there are those who seek to use the principles of CSR as a political tool in their drive to delegitimize Israel, rather than using corporate social responsibility to bring Israelis and Palestinians together. They are using it to drive them apart. They believe that by encouraging boycotts of Israel, by blacklisting companies operating here, they will somehow, and I don't know how, advance a solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. So let me tell you, they will do just the opposite. In fact, they will prevent the business community from realizing its potential to be a positive force for change. Let me be clear. Like any other country in the world, Israel, and that will be a surprise for you, is not a perfect country. And criticism of Israel and of Israeli companies is certainly legitimate. In fact, no one criticizes Israel more than Israelis themselves. However, when CSR principles are politicized and constructive criticism becomes destructive delegitimization, CSR becomes a tool for undermining peace. Undermining peace rather than supporting it, and that is sad. I know that all of you here in this room are committed to CSR as a force for a positive change, and are working to implement its principles in a professional and impartial manner. We welcome the opportunity for dialogue. We welcome the opportunity for the open exchange of views, for the chance to learn from each other and develop new avenues of cooperation.